Listen to me, you are still breathing. That means God's not done with you yet. Somebody watching this right now, you've been distracted, drained, doubting yourself. You've been giving your energy to everything and everybody except you. You've been showing up for people who don't show up for you. You've been loyal to situations that don't serve your purpose. But I came to tell you today, it's time to focus and it's time to value yourself. See, I know what it's like to wake up tired, not from sleep, but from life. To feel like you're moving, but not progressing. But I'm telling you, this is your season to get your focus back. Because if you don't control your focus, life will control it for you. Don't you dare click off this video. Because by the end of this, you're going to remember who you are. You're going to stop settling for less. You're going to walk like somebody who knows their worth. So let's get into it. 6 keys to focus and value yourself. Stop renting out space in your mind to distractions. Listen to me. Some of y'all are living rent-free in everybody else's business, and it's costing you your destiny. You got dreams, goals, visions, but your mind is crowded. You're letting distractions live up there like they paying bills, and they're not. They don't contribute to your growth, your peace, or your purpose. Yet every day you give them access. See, your focus is like prime real estate, and you're over here letting negativity, comparison, gossip, fear, and other people's opinions move in. You got so many tenants in your head, you can't even hear your own voice anymore. You can't build your future when you're busy scrolling through someone else's highlight reel. You can't create when you're constantly consuming. Let me tell you something. Distractions don't always look like evil. Sometimes they look like entertainment. Sometimes they look like a friend. Sometimes they look like I'm just checking something real quick. But distraction is anything that keeps you from what you said you were going to do. Anything that stops your progress is not innocent. It's stealing from you. I remember working with a young man named Malik, talented, creative, full of ideas. He wanted to start his own clothing line, had designs, had passion, but no progress. Every week he'd call me frustrated, saying, "E.T., I just don't have time." I said, "Malik, show me your schedule." He pulled out his phone, and I looked at his screen time report. 12 hours a week on social media, 8 hours watching TV, hours lost in conversations with people who weren't adding anything to his vision. I said, "Bruh, that sips your company right there. That sips your success, going in notifications, memes, and mindless talk. You sips not broke because you lack money. You sips broke because you keep paying attention to the wrong things." Malik looked at me quiet. The next day, he deleted every social media app. He gave up nights out. He started waking up early, designing, planning, building. 6 months later, his first drop sold out in 2 weeks. His DMs went from empty to full of orders. He didn't get lucky, he got focused. Some of y'all are praying for blessings that your distractions are blocking. You want clarity, but your mind is noisy. You want direction, but your energy is divided. You can't hear divine instruction when your mind is tuned into chaos. So I need you to do a mental audit right now. Who or what is living in your head without paying rent? Who are you giving your peace, your confidence, your creativity to? You've got goals waiting to be born, but they can't grow in clutter. Understand this, your energy is currency. Every time you argue, scroll, compare, doubt, you're spending it. You only get so much in a day, so where's it going? Are you investing it in your growth, or are you wasting it on gossip and distraction? I told Malik this, and I'm telling you, focus is expensive. That's why so few people have it. You can't afford to give attention to everything and everyone. You got to decide what deserves your energy and then protect it like your life depends on it, because it does. When you protect your focus, you start valuing yourself. You stop letting people drain your peace. You stop chasing validation. You start moving with purpose. You start hearing your own voice again. And the moment you get that, the moment you stop renting out your mental space, you'll realize something powerful. Everything you've been chasing is already within you. You just needed to clear the clutter to see it. So today, I need you to make a decision. Say it with me. No more distractions. No more wasted energy. No more mental tenants that don't serve my purpose. It's time to take back control of your mind. Because when your mind is focused, your future is unstoppable. Let this go. Let me say this loud and clear. You teach people how to treat you. The world doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you allow. Listen, Some of you are wondering, why do people keep taking advantage of me? Why do they keep overlooking me, disrespecting me, using me? I'll tell you why. Because you keep teaching them that it's okay. You keep showing them that you'll stay even when they don't value you. You keep proving that you'll give your best to people who give you their bare minimum. See, people don't learn from your words. They learn from your boundaries. And if you have none, you're going to spend your whole life begging for respect instead of commanding it. Let me tell you a story. There was a woman I met after one of my talks, hardworking, loyal, dedicated. She had been working at the same company for 10 years, always on time, always taking extra projects, always helping her coworkers. But every time a promotion came around, they passed her up. Every time there was an opportunity, they gave it to someone else. She came to me frustrated, tired, ready to quit. She said, E.T., I don't get it. I do everything right, but nobody sees my worth. I said, that's your problem. You keep waiting for people to see it. You keep waiting for them to recognize you when you haven't recognized yourself. I told her, you've been teaching your company that you still keep giving, even if they don't still give back. You still taught them that they can use your time, your energy, your skill, and you still stay quiet. You still taught them that you still be loyal to their comfort, not your calling. That conversation hit her hard. 2 weeks later, she updated her resume. She started applying to other companies. Within 2 months, she got hired. Higher position, higher pay, better leadership. She called me crying, saying, E.T., I finally feel seen. I said, no, you don't finally feel seen. You finally saw yourself. You finally set a standard. Let me tell you something. You set the tone for your life. You train people every day how to treat you by how you treat yourself. If you're constantly saying yes when you mean no, if you keep showing up for people who never show up for you, if you keep pouring from an empty cup, you are teaching them that your time, your peace, and your energy are cheap. And the truth is, you can't blame people for undervaluing you when you're the one giving them the discount. You want people to respect you. Start respecting your time. You want people to value your worth. Start showing them what it looks like. Wake up every day and act like somebody who deserves more because you do. Speak like it, walk like it, work like it. When I started speaking, I had people who said, E.T., you should do this for exposure. Exposure doesn't pay bills. For a while, I said yes. I was grateful for opportunities, but I realized something. The more I said yes for free, the less they respected my gift. Then one day, I made a decision. No more free when I bring value. The next time somebody called, I told them my rate. They said, oh, that's too much. I said, that's okay. I'm not for everybody. Guess what happened? A week later, they called back and paid my full rate, not because I demanded it, but because I valued it. You don't get what you deserve in life, you get what you demand. When you raise your standard, the world adjusts. When you show up for yourself, others start showing up for you differently. And when you stop settling, you create space for people, opportunities, and blessings that actually match your worth. So hear me. This is your moment to take inventory. Who in your life only calls when they need something? Who only values you when it's convenient? Who benefits from your lack of boundaries? You've got to teach them through your actions how to treat you. And that starts with how you treat yourself. Because when you value yourself, you stop chasing love. You stop begging for respect. And you stop accepting less than what you were created for. You become a standard. You become an example. And when that happens, the whole world takes notice. So from this day forward, make a decision. I will not apologize for knowing my worth. I will not shrink to fit small spaces. I will not let people disrespect what I've worked to become. You teach people how to treat you. So start teaching them that you're royalty. Act like it, speak like it, walk like it, and watch how everything in your life begins to rise to your level. Let's next go. Let me tell you something. Most people don't want to hear discipline is love. Yeah, I said it. Discipline is the highest form of self-love. See, the world has you thinking self-love is bubble baths and vacations. And don't get me wrong, those are nice. But real self-love is waking up when that alarm clock hits, even when you don't feel like it. It's saying no to what's comfortable so you can say yes to what's necessary. It's keeping the promises you made to yourself when nobody's watching. Some of y'all keep breaking your own heart, not because other people hurt you, but because you keep letting yourself down. You keep saying, I'm going to eat better, and then you don't. I'm going to study, and then you don't. I'm going to chase my dream, and then you procrastinate. Every time you break your own word, you teach yourself that you can't be trusted. And I get it. Discipline isn't easy. It's not supposed to be, but neither is regret. You're going to feel pain either way, the pain of discipline or the pain of disappointment. You choose which one you want to live with. Let me tell you a story. When I was homeless, sleeping in abandoned buildings, I didn't have a schedule. I didn't have structure. I didn't have consistency. And because of that, I didn't have progress. One morning, I said to myself, E.T., enough is enough. You can't keep blaming life. You can't keep waiting on someone to save you. So I started getting up at 3 a.m., not because it was trendy, not because it looked good, but because that was the only time I had control over my day. It was quiet, no distractions, just me and my purpose. And guess what? That discipline changed my life. I didn't go from being homeless to speaking to millions overnight. It was the small, consistent decisions every single day that built the man you see today. Waking up early when I wanted to sleep, reading when I wanted to watch TV, speaking at schools for free when I could have been chilling. Discipline gave me freedom. Discipline gave me confidence. Discipline gave me respect for myself. See, a lot of you are out here chasing motivation. You're waiting to feel ready. But I'm telling you, feelings are temporary. Discipline is permanent. Motivation might get you started, but discipline keeps you going when motivation dies. There's a young woman I know, single mother, 2 kids, full-time job. She wanted to go back to school, but she said, E.T., I don't have time. I said, you do. You're just giving it to the wrong things. She started waking up an hour earlier every day, studying after the kids went to bed. She failed her first class, cried, got back up, did it again. 2 years later, she graduated top of her class. That's SIP's discipline. That's SIP's love. Because when you love yourself, you do what's best for you, even when it's hard. You show up for yourself when nobody's clapping. You sacrifice temporary comfort for permanent growth. So the next time you say you love yourself, don't just post it, prove it. Don't just talk about changing, do it. Because real self-love doesn't always feel good in the moment. Sometimes it hurts. Sometimes it's lonely. Sometimes it feels unfair, but it's always worth it. When you stay disciplined, you tell the world, I'm serious about me. You tell your goals, I'm not going anywhere. You tell your future, I'm coming for everything with my name on it. You want to value yourself? Be disciplined enough to protect your purpose. Be disciplined enough to say no to what doesn't align. Be disciplined enough to delay gratification. Because at the end of the day, the most powerful version of you isn't the most talented, the most popular, or the most liked. It's the most disciplined. So today, make a decision to love yourself enough to do the hard things, to stay focused, to stay consistent, to stay faithful to the process, even when it's boring. Because the moment you master discipline, you master yourself. And when you master yourself, you can master anything. Listen to me. Everybody wants the success, but nobody wants the struggle that comes before it. Everybody wants the crown, but nobody wants the cross. You want the victory, but you don't want the valley. But here's the truth. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is your teacher. See, life is going to hit you. I'm not here to sugarcoat it. You're going to lose people. You're going to fail. You're going to be betrayed by people you trusted. You're going to have moments when you can't see the way forward. And that's where most people quit. That's where most people give up. But the ones who make it, the ones who rise, are the ones who learn how to take that pain, focus it, and turn it into power. Because pain without focus destroys you, but pain with focus develops you. I'll never forget this young athlete I met. His name was Jordan. This kid was a beast on the field. Fast, disciplined, hungry. His whole life was football. But right before his senior year, he tore his ACL. Boom. Just like that, dream gone, scholarship gone. Everything he had worked for vanished. He called me crying. He said, E.T., I don't know who I am without the game. And I told him, son, your purpose is bigger than the game. Football is what you do, not who you are. You can still win, but you got to change how you play. So instead of sitting in self-pity, he shifted his focus. While he healed, he studied film every day. He learned the game deeper. He started helping his teammates understand plays, mentoring younger players, coaching from the sidelines. That pain built something inside him that comfort never could. Perspective. And 2 years later, that same young man became an assistant coach at his college. Now he trains athletes who've gone through the same injury he once cried over. That's what I mean when I say focus turns pain into power. He could have used his pain as an excuse. Instead, he made it a reason. And I'm talking to somebody right now. You've been through something. Maybe you lost your job, your relationship, your confidence. Maybe life hit you so hard you don't even recognize yourself anymore. But I came to tell you, your pain still has purpose. You can let it break you, or you can let it build you. You can use it as proof that life's unfair, or you can use it as fuel to rewrite your story. The difference between victims and victors is focus. Victims focus on what happened to them. Victors focus on what's happening through them. You got to shift your focus. Stop asking why me and start asking what is this teaching me? Stop focusing on what you lost and focus on what you still have. You still have your mind. You still have your breath. You still have a chance. When my mother got sick, I was devastated. I was mad at God. But I learned something. Pain has a way of revealing your priorities. It strips away everything fake and shows you what really matters. It taught me empathy. It made me more present. It gave me a heart for people who are hurting. So I stopped running from pain. I started working through it. I turned my pain into fuel. I turned my pain into purpose. And now I use that same fire to help millions of people who are hurting just like I was. And that's what I want for you. Don't waste your pain. Don't let it make you bitter. Let it make you better. Don't let it silence you. Let it sharpen you. Because when you focus through your pain, you stop being a victim of your story and you start becoming the author of your comeback. So the next time life hits you hard, remember this. The pain isn't there to punish you. It's there to prepare you. Preparation always comes before promotion. Your pain is proof that something powerful is being produced inside of you. Focus on that. Use it. Let it refine you, not define you. Because when you focus your pain, you don't just survive it, you rise from it. Let's go. Listen to me. You can't build greatness surrounded by noise. You can't chase your vision when your mind is full of everyone else's opinions. You can't hear your purpose when you're tuned into every frequency but your own. Some of y'all are not tired because you're working too hard. You're tired because you're listening to too many voices. You're listening to your family telling you to play it safe. You're listening to your friends saying, that's too hard. You're listening to strangers online who don't even know your story. Let me tell you something. Clarity doesn't come from noise. Clarity comes from stillness. There's this young artist I knew. Name was Leo. Man, this kid had talent. I'm talking about real talent. The kind that makes a room stop. But you know what his problem was? He couldn't focus. Everybody had an opinion about what he should do. His friends said, make what's trending. His family said, get a real job. His followers said, drop more music. And because he listened to everybody, he lost his sound. His gift started sounding like everyone else says. I told him, Leo, you can sit be legendary trying to be liked. You can sit build something unique while trying to please the crowd. So he went quiet. For 8 months, no posts, no parties, no noise. He deleted social media, stopped explaining himself, and started creating again. I remember when he called me months later, he said, E.T., I found it. I found me. He dropped one song, just one, and it went viral. Not because it was perfect, but because it was authentic. It was his truth, his vision. And that's the problem with most of us. We're so afraid of silence that we never hear our soul speak. We're so busy chasing acceptance that we forget what we actually believe in. But hear me, if you keep listening to everyone else, you'll forget the sound of your own calling. Let me be real, sometimes you gotta go missing to get your mind right. Sometimes you gotta step away from the crowd so you can hear the whisper of purpose again. Because the vision God gave you, he didn't give to them. They won't see it, they won't understand it, and they're not supposed to. You can't expect people without your assignment to understand your alignment. When I was building my speaking career, everybody told me I was crazy. They said, E.T., nobody except's gonna listen to a guy screaming about success. You don't sets have the look. You don't sets have the background. You don't sets have the connections. But I stopped listening. I cut the noise. I stopped explaining my dream to people who weren't assigned to it. And the more I tuned out the noise, the clearer my vision became. Now I speak all over the world because I stayed true to my lane. Some of you keep switching lanes because somebody else's life looks faster, but you don't know the traffic they're facing. You don't know the toll they're paying. Stay in your lane and build your vision. You don't need everyone to believe in you. You just need to believe in yourself long enough to make it undeniable. So today, I'm challenging you. Cut the noise, mute the opinions, unfollow the distractions, silence the doubts. You don't need approval. You need alignment. You don't need a crowd. You need clarity. Your vision was never meant to fit in someone else's volume. It's supposed to stand out. So take this season to focus, to rebuild, to hear your own voice again. Because when the noise stops, your power starts. Leo told me something that stuck with me. He said, E.T., I finally realized I was chasing applause when I should have been chasing alignment. That's deep, y'all. Because applause fades, but alignment lasts forever. So don't build for attention. Build for purpose. Don't create for claps. Create for calling. Don't get addicted to noise. Get addicted to progress. And when you finally shut out the world long enough to hear your truth, you'll realize you never needed to be louder. You just needed to be clearer. Cut the noise, build the vision. Because once you get focused on what's real, everything that's meant for you will find you. Let six go. Listen to me. Your worth is not in your wallet. It's not in your car, your job title, your house, or your followers. Your worth is in who you're becoming.
See, we live in a world that measures people by what they have, not by who they are. But that's why so many people look successful on the outside and still feel empty on the inside. They got the cars, the clothes, the likes, but they're still lost. Why? Because they built their identity around things, not transformation.
Let me tell you something. Things fade, titles change, money moves, but character lasts. You can lose everything, but if you don't lose yourself, you can rebuild it all. I remember meeting a man named Carlos. Years ago, he had it all, big house, great job, luxury car, everything looked perfect. Then out of nowhere, the company downsized. He lost his job, couldn't pay the mortgage. The house went into foreclosure. His wife left. He told me, E.T., I went from having everything to having nothing. But I told him, nah, you didn't say lose everything, you lost things. But the man who built those things is still in there. You're still just buried under disappointment. And I shall never forget what he said back. Then I guess I need to rebuild the man before I rebuild the life. That hit me deep. So that's what he did. He started volunteering at a local youth center. He talked to kids who came from rough homes. He started mentoring young men who had no father figures. Every day he'd pour into them. Not for a paycheck, but for purpose. Months later, he told me, E.T., for the first time in years, I feel alive again. He didn't have the house, he didn't have the car, but he had peace, he had purpose, he was becoming again. A year later, that same man launched a mentorship nonprofit. Today, that program reaches hundreds of teens across the state. Carlos learned something powerful, that true worth doesn't come from what you own, it comes from what you grow into. And that's the message I need somebody here to hear. Stop measuring your value by what's in your hand. Measure it by what's in your heart. Stop comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Stop chasing the symbols of success and start chasing substance. Because when your value system is external, you'll always be insecure. But when your value system is internal, you'll always be grounded. That's why when life hits you, when things fall apart, when the blessings slow down, you don't crumble. Because your worth wasn't built on the temporary, your worth was built on truth. I had to learn that lesson myself. When I started speaking, I wasn't making money. I wasn't famous. There were days when I wondered if it was even worth it, but I had to remind myself, E.T., this is about becoming, not impressing. I was becoming disciplined, becoming resilient, becoming consistent. And that's what built me into the man I am today. So hear me clearly. Your possessions are not your proof of progress. The person you're becoming is. Every time you choose integrity over comfort, you're growing. Every time you choose consistency over convenience, you're evolving. Every time you choose faith over fear, you're adding value that money can't buy. You don't have to chase worth. You were born with it. You just need to uncover it. You just need to grow into it. Because real success isn't about having more. It's about becoming more. So from this day forward, stop asking, what do I have? And start asking, who am I becoming? Because when you become disciplined, focused, faithful, and unstoppable, the blessings chase you. The opportunities find you, the right people align with you. You won't have to prove your worth. Your growth will speak for itself. So keep grinding, keep growing, keep becoming, because what you have can be taken away, but what you become can never be destroyed. Your worth isn't in what you have, it's in what you're building within. And when you finally understand that, that's when your power truly begins. Let that go. Listen to me, it's your time. You've been playing small too long. You've been waiting for permission to go all in on yourself. But nobody's coming to crown you. You got to crown yourself. So today, right now, make a decision that from this moment forward, your energy, your focus, your effort, they all go toward becoming the best version of you. You've got one life. Make it count. You got one shot. Make it legendary. Let's get it.